Hello, it's good to see you. It's kind of late, but I'm just now eating what I guess is going to be my dinner for tonight. Um, I have some leftover pork chop that I made last night, and I had just a little bit left. I'm going to eat that. And I also have, I'm not going to eat all of these obviously, but I have some roasted and salted pumpkin seeds, which I love. So I'm going to eat just maybe a little bit of that. And I have a drink as well. It's not alcoholic, although after the evening I've had, I wish it was. No, it's not. It's been really eventful around here, which is why I figured I would have a seat. It's kind of late. It's 9 o'clock, and I just now got the kids in the bed because it's just been one of those days. Like, you get home from work and it's like there's just too much going on. I mean, it's 9 o'clock. I'm just now eating dinner. I do have a little update on both of my neighbors. Hypothetically speaking, I mean, if they were actual real people, which of course they're not. No, they're really not. I'm serious. The people on this side apparently have acquired a boat, like it's a big boat, great big. And Miss Grumpy Britches is not happy about it. I actually couldn't even make a video last night because they stood out in the driveway arguing about the boat until about 11 o'clock last night, like shouting at each other in the driveway over that boat. And she was out there. One thing I made out loud and clear that she said, "What were you thinking? You freaking idiot. It won't even fit in the garage." Where are you going to keep it? I couldn't understand what he said. He just sounded completely flustered. Like, I don't think he thought it through. It sounds like it was sort of a impulse purchase. When I make an impulse purchase, that's a pack of gum at the grocery store. This dude brings home a boat. Oh, don't get me wrong, it's a nice boat. It's very nice. It's like a speedboat, and it's really big. It's cool. I mean, it's just cool as crap, but it's enormous. I mean, it takes up their entire driveway, and they have 3 vehicles. And he has it parked right in front of the garage because it's too big to park out on the street. And they're not too cool with us in this homeowners association neighborhood. They're not cool with us parking stuff on the street anyway. They'll come around and write you a little citation, like a no-no slip, if you do that. If you do it a lot, they'll do it. They're pretty lenient most of the time, but if you do it a lot, you get a no-no slip for it. They were out there yelling. I couldn't make a video. It was so loud. I couldn't do it. So, by about 11 o'clock, I just went to bed. I should forget it. I'm tired. Other than that, there's not a lot going on with them right now. Although they scared my cat half to death. Their dog scared my cat. I was out mowing earlier yesterday evening. And my cat Evie has gotten to where she likes to go outside. She loves to go around and explore. We have a fenced-in backyard, and she'll go back there and explore. And I have 3 bird feeders, and she tries to catch the birds that come in. She's never going to... she can't get within 20 feet of one before it flies off, but she keeps trying. Well, theoretically, my neighbors next door have 3 gigantic dogs. They are enormous. 2 of them are these huge poodles. They look like you could ride them, like you could put a saddle on them and ride them down the road. They're just huge. And the other one, I'm not sure what the other one is. It's some kind of hound. I don't know enough about dog breeds to know. And it may not be a purebred of any sort, but it's just this giant dog. And all 3 of them are just huge. Like you could only get one of them in a bathtub at a time. They're just huge. And they let them out in the evenings and they just go galloping around. They have a fenced in backyard too. And the dogs will just go galloping around in the backyard. And the people across the way have that horse dog that I've talked about before. It's a giant poodle as well. And when it runs, it looks like a little baby horse just running around in the backyard. And they're kind of making friends with each other. If they're both outside at the same time, they'll kind of bark at each other, but they wag their little tails and they're not trying to kill each other through the fence, so that's good. The Evie was out in the backyard yesterday evening while I was mowing. I was mowing around front. I was mowing the front of the house. And I heard the dogs barking. Because I have an electric lawnmower and it's very quiet. So I heard the dogs barking. I knew they were outside. And I went running over to the fence between my backyard and theirs. And they're like jumping up on the fence, putting their feet up there and stuff, and just barking. I thought, oh my God. So then, about 8 seconds later, Evie comes flying around the front of her house, the front of the house, and she's completely fluffed out. Like, she looks like a big multicolored cotton ball. She's like, her tail's all floofed out, her hair on her back is all standing up. She was terrified. And she actually came running over to me where I was with the lawnmower, and she's afraid of the lawnmower. But she was so completely freaked out by those 3 giant dogs, it's like she didn't even care about the lawnmower. She said, I don't give a damn, just Mommy, save me. Let me in the house. So I had to let her in. It was so funny. Her eyes were just like saucers. I mean, I can imagine to her, a little cat. My God, those dogs probably look like Tyrannosaurus Rexes running towards her. I mean, good God, it'd be like King Kong coming after you. That was pretty funny. So I let her in the house. And she didn't go back out anymore after that yesterday evening. But the time-consuming thing this evening, I'm going to tell you about these people in a minute, hypothetically. Let me tell you about them first. Because that was the most interesting thing that happened this evening. Was these people. Maybe. May or may not have actually happened with people I may or may not live near. Okay. People over here. They they've been living over there since I moved in here about a year ago. They never speak to me. They almost never go outside of the house. I mean, it used to be really rare to see them come or go from the house. It's like the cars in the driveway would never move. They would just sit in the same spot for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I swear they didn't move. They never went anywhere. And I knew that there was kind of an older couple, like a man and a woman lived there, and I don't know how old their kid is, 20-something, 30-something, something. It's kind of hard to tell. And he drives this little piece of crap, little convertible. It's like an old Mitsubishi or something. And every now and then he would show up over there. Well, now he's staying there all the time. And I never see the other 2 cars anymore. They're both gone, and they have not shown back up. And I'm pretty sure that the 2 cars that used to be there belonged to the man and the woman that used to live there. And I am about 99% sure he is their son. So, like, they're gone. So now it's just the son's car, and it's now parked there all the time. He never speaks either. Never. I've gone out of my way to try to make him speak to me. No, he It's, oh my God, he is so freaking creepy. He won't even look in my direction. It's like, whatever, I don't care. That's a big piece of pork chop. It's good though. I tell you, there's a lot of things in this world I can't do very well. I can make a good pork chop. I will brag on myself there. And if you don't eat meat, then don't look at that. If you do eat meat, I'll borrow a line from Fried Green Tomatoes. I got a good scald on that pork chop. It is just right. And I can tell you how I make them too. I know. I'm sorry. I'll talk about these people because this was really interesting. All right, so, and then I'll tell you my pork chop recipe. It's very simple. I think I did a video on it once. Anyway, so I come home from work, and I'd say probably about 6 o'clock this evening. I heard yelling outside, but it was only one person. I heard one person yelling, and I thought it almost sounded like somebody on the phone. And I'm nosy, so I kind of went to the front door and looked out, and there's the guy, the creepy like Buffalo Bill type dude over there, and he's outside. He wasn't on the phone, I don't believe, unless he had like a Bluetooth or something. He comes out of the house with a like a not like a full blown axe. Well, I mean, I guess it was, but it had a short handle, kind of like a hatchet, Comes out of the house screaming, just yelling, and I couldn't really understand what he was saying at first. And then he takes that hatchet, and they have 2 trees in their front yard, not big trees, just little trees. He goes out there with that hatchet and just starts wailing away at one of the trees, and with each chop he's saying something. He goes, "I don't care about your stupid," and then he hit it. I think he said shirts. It sounded like shirts, but I'm not entirely sure. And then he repeated it, and he just hacked and hacked and hacked at that little poor tree, and he cut it down. It was all jagged, like there's a big part of it sticking up out of the ground, and he just chopped that thing down. And then he flung the hatchet down, stomped back in the house, just mumbling and muttering. He was really mad about something. Slammed the door. And then later in the evening, he came on out again. It rained a little bit. And then he came out again and was out there talking to no one. He was out there talking to no one. And he picks up the hatchet, and he wasn't yelling or screaming, but he kept talking to himself. And he chopped down the other tree. And that one took him a little bit longer because it was a little bit bigger. He cut down both trees in the front yard. They're chopped down, and it looks terrible because he did a terrible job of it. My 8-year-old could have done a better job cutting that tree down. Chopped down both of the little trees in their front yard, which really sucks because they were really nice little trees. Chopped them down, left the hatchet out in the grass, and went back in the house. So that was weird. I don't know what in the world brought that on. Something made him mad. He was really mad about something. And it may have something to do with the other person staying there now. I have noticed there is a white car. It looks like it might be a Honda Civic or something that is parked over there pretty frequently starting in the last few days. It was there overnight last night, and I don't know whose car it is, but I think somebody else might be staying there now. Maybe they got in a fight. I really don't know. But he was really, really upset earlier this evening. It's almost 9:30. I haven't heard any more racket over there. I'm telling you, I lived in an apartment complex and didn't see this much drama. My God. I can't make videos under these circumstances. Can't do it. Let me tell you my pork chop recipe before I forget. That looked good. I wish so good. I get the 4-pack of boneless center cut pork chops at Aldi. They are really good. They are better than any I have bought anywhere else. I'm talking Whole Foods, Fresh Market, wherever. None of them are as good as these right here. Really good. So I get the boneless center cut pork chops. And then I dip them in egg. Take an egg, beat it up, dip it in egg. And then I dip it in Italian breadcrumbs, Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. And then I fry them in a pan in olive oil. Now, the olive oil really makes a difference. I've tried other kinds of oil, and I've tried baking them in the oven. Frying them in the olive oil has the best taste. It is out of this world. It is so good. It's very simple. I mean, anybody could do that. I've taught my kids how to do it. It's really, really good. And it's good reheated, too. Although it's getting kind of cold. It's been sitting here for a few minutes. That's some good stuff. If you don't eat meat, You don't have to say that you wish I would consider not eating meat. I have considered it, and I like eating meat. I'm going to eat meat. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. What else was I? Oh, the thing that tied up that tied up most of my evening. Totally unrelated to any ridiculous neighbors I may have, possibly. I recently got my home security system upgraded. Like, I got a serious upgrade on this thing. I ended up having to take half a day off work while they installed everything. So if anybody has any ideas about robbing me or murdering me in my sleep, we're going to get you on film. It doesn't matter if it's day or night. I now have cameras all around my house. I have 5 cameras in the house, and they record 24 hours a day. And I can go back and play it up to 30 days. Like, it records and keeps the recordings off-site, not here, but it keeps the recordings for 30 days. And it's like high def, night vision, you name it, the system does it, and it's really great. And the new system that I had installed, sorry. The new system, I have sensors on every window, every door. I even have some sensors on the some interior doors. And depending on how you set the system, it does different things. We're still getting used to it. When you open a door, it will announce what door you've opened, and it's kind of loud. There's this big touchpad thing downstairs that you operate things from. I have a touchpad upstairs as well. The one downstairs is the one with the speaker. And it's freaking my cats out because they're not used to it yet. And Pumpkin, my little scaredy cat, this evening, the back door was open because I was putting some stuff in the storage thing in the back of the house. I was putting some stuff up. And then one of my kids opened the front door, and it said front door and really loud, and it freaked Pumpkin out. She ran out the back door, and she almost never goes outside. She ran out the back door and just disappeared. Like, we couldn't find her anywhere. She was just gone. I mean, it's like she vanished. So we had to go around the neighborhood looking for this cat. Because I thought, oh my God, what if she gets away from here? She gets lost. Because she's an indoor cat, you know, she doesn't spend a lot of time outside. That took up a significant chunk of my evening. And we had a thunderstorm come through. It's just been, that's why I'm just now eating my dinner at 9 o'clock, almost 9:30. Because it's just been ridiculous around here. My God. So I made pizza for the kids earlier, but I didn't eat any of that. I went in there to get a piece, it was all gone. Okay. That's fine. So I just heated up this leftover pork chop, which is very good. But you don't have to tenderize it or anything. You don't have to do anything to it. I mean, you can do it with no matter where you get your pork chops, you can do it. I just get boneless center cut pork chops. I don't like dealing with the bone stuff. I get the ones that are boneless. Dip it in, take an egg, scramble it up, dip the pork chops in there, and then coat them in Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. Any brand. I use the generic Walmart brand. Those are actually pretty good, and they're really cheap. And then fry them on, I don't know, medium heat or whatever in olive oil. And I just use whatever. The olive oil doesn't even matter. I just get the Walmart brand olive oil. It works great. And then, of course, you fry them, and as soon as it's done, you take them out. And what I do when I take them out, I'll have a plate sitting there, like a glass plate, with a paper towel on it, and I put the pork chops on the plate and let some of that oil drain out onto the paper towel, and that helps soak away some of that oil. Keeps them from getting kind of soggy. You know how they do? If they sit in that oil, they get, like, the breading gets soggy. They're really good when they're fresh, but they're still not bad reheated the next day. And they're really good in a biscuit too, if you like that kind of thing. Like, you take a pork chop and put it in a biscuit and eat it, or, you know, whatever bread you got. It's really good. I bought these at one of the produce places up near my dad's when I went up there. And it was full, like that much, and it was $2.85 for these roasted salted pumpkin seeds. I don't eat a lot of them because they're too salty. They got a little bit too much salt on them. They're good though. So I am sleeping better at night with this upgraded system. It's really nice. I like it. I like the fact that I have cameras that I can watch them from anywhere on my phone. I can click, I can swipe, go to each camera and look and see, you know, live stream video of whatever's going on inside my house, outside my house, backyard, front yard, driveway, the street in front of the house. It's awesome. So if anybody steals a package off my front stoop, I'm gonna know about it. So yeah, that's it. But I need to get going because I want to make this is not the video I intended to make tonight. I have an idea that I want to do, but I gotta change clothes and I gotta get set up for it. Actually, the setup is not all that different from what I have now, but I don't really want to do it with a plate sitting here, so I gotta go take my dishes downstairs and put a load of laundry in the dryer, and then I'll get started on it. So anyway, thank you so much for watching and sitting and eating with me. I really appreciate it. My kids are in the bed, so they don't want to hear all this anyway. So they get to live it, in real time, so they don't want to hear me repeat it. So anyway, thanks. Oh, we did find Pumpkin. She came back on her own, so she's back in the house now. She's all nice and safe, so we're good. She didn't go too far. I think she must have doubled back. We didn't see her, but when we got back, she was sitting on the porch, so she's back. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again later.